We continue the bulletin on. Legislators affiliated to the United Opposition have now written an open letter to President William Ruto, painting him as a failed president, always looking for excuses and scapegoats to cover his failures. The accusations ranging from ethnic profiling, the dreaded Ebola scare, the use of militia to attack political rivals, high taxation and the high cost of living fueled by high fuel prices. The legislators now want the president to resign if he is unable to govern the country. And as our senior political affairs reporter, Ktnnews, tells us, the opposition leaders are now claiming of a plot by the state to sponsor violence ahead of the 2027 general election.
The legislators drawn from several political parties forming the United Opposition held a meeting in Nairobi to approve the deliberations that were arrived at during an evening meeting convened by their principals on Tuesday. And in an open letter to President William Ruto, the legislators accused the president of hiding behind his cabinet secretaries and UDA party officials to spread ethnic hate and incite the public to violence.
We write this letter in defense of the Constitution, constitutional accountability, democratic governance, national unity, and the sovereignty of the people of Kenya.
The letter issued by UDA was reckless, insulting, diversionary, and deeply disappointing. It was not an act of courage. It was an act of panic. It was not a defense of government performance. It was an admission that your administration has run out of explanations for the growing frustrations of the Kenyan people.
You cannot sit at the dining table for 10 years, enjoy the meal, then later claim you are merely passing by the kitchen. President Uhuru Kenyatta handed over power peacefully in September 2022. The questions Kenyans are now asking is simple. If President Uhuru Kenyatta retired in 2022, why is UDA still campaigning against him in 2026?
The Constitution does not recognize government supporters and government opponents as separate classes of citizens. It recognizes only Kenyans equal in dignity and entitled to equal protection under the law.
According to the leaders, there is a scheme by the state to cause electoral violence and state-sponsored violence to subvert the will of the people.
Power belongs to the people. You are merely its temporary trustee. The Constitution demands government by law, not government by political convenience.
International law recognizes the grave dangers posed when organized violence against civilians is tolerated, encouraged, or carried out through irregular actors operating alongside state institutions.
The opposition leaders also insisting that the president should be held sole responsible in case any Kenyan within our borders succumbs to the dreaded Ebola virus.
When the High Court issues orders halting implementation of the proposal, pending determination of the legal challenge before it, the issue ceased being a political debate and became a constitutional obligation. Court orders are not suggestions.
And they had a raft of demands to the president.
If your administration has performed, let the lives of Kenyans testify. If the economy has recovered, let households feel it. If jobs have been created, let young people find those jobs.
As it stands, legislators from the opposition lack the numbers at the floor of the House to push for any legislative agenda against the Ebola deal. And Kenyans' hope can only be pegged on the judiciary to demand for full disclosure of the deal between the US government and the Kenyan government, given that there are still reports that the facility is still being constructed at the Laikipia Air Base. Ktnnews, KTN, Nairobi.
Now tonight, the High Court has